In Puerto Rico, we've been a United States colony since 1898. We've been fighting a war against the users of drugs, and we've been doing so for more than 60 years. We've criminalized, we've imprisoned, we've stigmatized, we've marginalized all those who used drugs or are connected with the world of drugs. I have no fear that I'm saying a mistake here, but the policies that we've had have brought us violence, death, poor health for individuals and collective communities. We've violated civil rights and human rights. Puerto Rico has 50% of those with HIV/AIDS, and there are many who use needles that have been infected. More than 85% of drug users that are injectable test positive for hepatitis C. The percentage of homicides is 26.5 out of 100,000. That's a higher percentage than in Mexico. And the percentage of those thrown into prison is 311 for 100,000. Injectable drugs in the Dominican Republic is directly related to the deportation of drug users from the United States. But they don't care about the negative consequences that this would have in terms of health or development for this country. I'm mentioning this today because the Caribbean is one of the transit routes that's most important of the world for drugs. It consumes those who consume the largest amount of drugs are in the north, especially in our former and present colonial metropolitan area. We talk about measures of drugs in tons. We talked about development in terms of helicopters, boats, automobiles, and weapons. We talk about the police. But none of this is based on scientific evidence. It's a kind of paternalistic self-righteousness. From the point of view of the Caribbean, to get out of this legacy of sickness, violence, social marginalization, we need measures based on health, peace, development, and human rights. We need to go from talking about quantities of drugs to health and HIV/AIDS. And we have to talk about other contagious diseases. We have to talk about injectable drugs and cocaine that can be smoked. We have to talk about scientific evidence. We have to control systems to promote health instead of throwing people into prison. This is the real challenge. We must move from talking about hectares of illicit drugs that are being produced to how to deal with poverty, social inequity, and promoting health. And we have to talk about sustainable development. We have policies that have not been evaluated but have continued to create poverty. We must invest in human rights. We must not talk about preventive detention or the death penalty. We must invest in ways to deal with harm, and regardless of gender, race, or sex. Thank you.